guys, it's X. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, we're gonna take a break from the health and fitness stuff and the nursing stuff, and we're gonna talk about books. I don't even know how we got here. I never used to like to read, and then all of a sudden, one day, my little cousin inspired me to just pick up a book and read. I first started off with kind of just asking people on Instagram for book recommendations, and I would never look the book up. I just, whatever people recommended, I would pick the first 6, purchase them on Amazon, have them shipped to me, read them, and then do the same. When I first went to Barnes & Noble to buy my own books, I was actually very nervous because I was like, how do you pick? Like, what do you choose? What do I like? I don't know. It's kind of intimidating, and they say don't judge a book by its cover, but I'd be judging. So now, I don't know, like, I realize I like mystery stuff. I do like some romance, but I love true crime. So crime, thrillers, stuff like that has been very exciting. I've definitely read a lot of Colleen Hoover, which is more like romance stuff. And then I have a couple of self-help books that were recommended, and then finance books, so we're just gonna get into all of them and talk about a little bit about each book, hopefully to not make this, video super long. So before you swipe me away or click me on the video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, share, whatever, do the things. Thank you guys. Okay. I'm a very picky reader. I, do not like hard books. I like paperback because the way I read in bed, and having the paperback, the hardcover, it hurts my hands. 2, I wish I could, for just the sake of space and saving paper, wish I could read from a Kindle. I just can't. I'm also a lazy reader. I'm motivated by how many pages I have left. So basically, like, if I see that I only have 3 more pages to go to the next chapter, I'll be more motivated to keep reading, and then I'll see the next chapter and be like, oh, it's only 3 more pages, so I'll just continue reading. And then I also like to put my bookmark and see how far I have left, and that'll also motivate me to read. So I cannot do a Kindle. Also, I'm already on my phone all the time, so I just don't want to stare at another screen. So I like books, paper books with no hardcover. That's just me. Anyway, let's get into this first pile. So we have Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And basically, I bought this book because my dad bought it for my sister when she was 12. And I wanted to make it a point to learn more about finances because I have always saved and stayed out of debt, but I've never really learned about investing. So that's definitely something. I'm already 35. I should have done this years ago. I wish I would have paid more attention when I was younger. So if you're younger than me, please start researching finances and stuff so that you can invest in a great future. So 10 out of 10, loved this book. Someone was asking me if it is perfect for a first time, I guess, learning into finance. I think so. I wish he would have gave me more of what to buy, but obviously this book is so old, that probably wouldn't even be relevant now. So I don't know what I was thinking, but I really liked the book. It taught me a lot. I enjoyed it, so I picked it up. I just finished this one. This is Please See Us by Caitlin Nolan. I believe this is her first book. I did like it. It is a thriller mystery, but the only thing I didn't like about it is it's written in multiple points of view, which Colleen Hoover does a lot of, but it's usually 1 or 2 people. This is about 4 or 5 different people, and to be honest, it got a little bit confusing. So I did like it, but I feel like because I was so confused, the ending didn't hit me as hard as it would have if I would have paid attention more. The next book is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah Maas. Okay, I have 2 other fantasy books that are in this pile, and to be honest, I just could not in my head picture it. I even read the Twilight series because I had them for years, and even though I loved the movies, I never read the books. So when I read the books, it was kind of hard for me to get to and kind of envision. So I really, when I picked this book up, I was gonna buy the entire series so I could read it, but then I was like, I don't know how this is gonna go because I really just couldn't get into the other fantasy books. The first half of this book was very, very slow for me. I almost gave up reading it. But then once I got to the second half of the book, it was a page turner. I ended up reading, I think, more than half of this book in a day finishing it, and I was like, I need to go purchase the second one. Like, thankfully they're all out, so I don't have to wait. So I went and I did that because the ending was so good. It left me on a cliffhanger, and I was like, I need to know what he saw. So I ended up buying the second book, and I had already purchased like 5 to 6 more books to already read that are not in this pile, and I was like, I'm gonna have to read it in between, which I don't like reading more than one book at once, but oh well, I need to finish the series. But I don't want to like wait on my books that I already have waiting, so I'm just gonna read it too. The next one is The Only One Left by Riley Sager. I really liked this book. I bought another book by him. I think it was The House Across the Lake. I could be wrong. But I really liked it. This was so good. For sure, I would pick it up if you like thrillers. I heard by 2 different people that they read another book by him and they weren't that interested in it. So, let's see. The House Across the Lake, that is the one. That's the one that I'm going to read next. So I'm hoping that I do like it. This one is The Last Word by Taylor Adams. I really like this book. This book was a thriller, was a mystery. Like, this was cool. It's about a girl who reads a book and gives it like an Amazon review or something, and then all this like crazy stuff starts happening. Alright, the next one is a self-help book, or gut health book. I don't know. Technically self-help, I guess. It's called Gut First, Health Follows. It's about healing your gut. I liked that it gave you a diet and like a 2-week plan. That's really cool if you really want to follow it. It gives you the instructions on what to buy, how to make the things. That was pretty cool. I don't feel like I learned too much new in this book that I hadn't already known from my own like research into food and stuff. Not only that, I've learned that you're still learning nutrition. Whoever's footing the bill is going to tell you what they believe is healthy, and there's so many different ideas out there on what healthy is. So I don't know. If you feel like a Mediterranean diet is for you and you want like a 2-week plan that's going to tell you what to eat, this is the book for you. So I liked it. It just, I didn't learn too much new out of it. Next is All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover. Okay. This first chapter had me hooked. I was like, whoa, it's lit. Like, it was crazy. The first chapter was so good, and then once I read more into it and realized that it was about like infertility and stuff, then I kind of like kind of fell off for me. It just, I don't know, it's not something that hit me personally. I haven't experienced anything like that, so I couldn't like really relate. And then I learned that it was like a series of books, and I was like, I don't like it enough to read the entire series. But the first chapter, the next one is The Starless Sea. So I really wanted to like this book. I was really sad that I didn't like this book. This is by Erin Morgenstern. I read this twice because I love magic, witchcraft, religion, and all that stuff. I don't understand why. I just couldn't vibe with the book. This is the book that I was talking about that I just couldn't picture in my head. I was just so confused. I don't know. Like, maybe I just don't have the imagination for fantasy books like this. So I was really sad that I just couldn't vibe with it. The next one is The Silent Patient. I love this book. It was so good. There is another book that's similar to this that I have been trying to find to pick up. Not written by the same person. This is by Alex Michaelides. Oh my god, I suck at pronouncing, so if I pronounce something wrong, I apologize. The next one is Britney Spears' The Woman in Me. I need to for it. I'm sorry, Britney. It was a very easy read. And for all those years of trauma, I don't know, like, I felt like it was something I hadn't heard. I don't know. Just good. This one is Bright Side by Kim Holden. Why do I feel like I don't remember this? Hold on, I'm gonna read it to you. Life has been anything but typical. She endured hardship, tragedy, but through it she remains happy, optimistic. The reason why her friend calls her Bright Side. She's quick-witted, endlessly passionate about music, while blah escapes her optimism she never bought into, believed it. So Katie San Diego expects to fall. To be honest, I don't remember. Like, I remember reading it, but I don't remember what it was about. already stopped signing. So anyway, the last thing he told me, kind of the same thing. One, hardback, don't like it. I don't remember. Laura Dave. That's who read it. Who wrote it? You guys, I'm so sad that I don't remember half of these books. Okay, it was cute. I don't remember. Like, the last thing he told me. I don't remember reading that one. I mean, I know I read it, but I don't remember what it was about. The next one is A Deadly Education. Another fantasy one that I just could not get into. Also, they're in high school. I'm 35, so I couldn't get into it. It Ends With Us. Okay, I really like this book, but do I think it was realistic? No, I don't. I don't think the ending is really realistic. I know they're coming out with a show on it, I think, or a movie, and I believe Blake Lively is playing it. I think if the author would have wrote it the way it was really would have happened, that she would have gotten a lot of backlash for it, but the way it was written, I don't know. I just don't think it's realistic with the experience that I have working with domestic violence victims. Like, they usually go back, so I don't know. We'll see. This one is Every Summer After, and this is written by Carly Fortune. And once again, don't really remember this one. That's sad. I feel like if I really, really liked it, I would have remembered it. Reread these love stories again because I don't remember that one. Verity. I also really liked this book by Colleen Hoover. However, same thing, I'm a nurse. I know what people who like are in comas, like what they can and can't do. And I'm sorry, but I've just never met a comatose patient who can swallow and eat but can't understand what's going on. It doesn't work that way. Like, I just, no. Like, so I just felt in my heart, I'm not gonna spoil it, but I just felt in my heart the whole time like I knew what the ending was, so. But it was really good read, like, if you want to read it. Next is Luckiest Girl Alive. This was the movie, movie. It's on Netflix. I was not expecting the like twist in it. I did really like it. I think the movie did a good job kind of expressing it, which I wish other movies would have done, like A Walk to Remember and The Notebook. Okay, A Walk to Remember, I literally have a Bible verse. I'm not religious like that, but I have a Bible verse on my, tattooed on my arm because of this movie, because it's what she reads. Love is patient, love is kind. If you haven't read the book or seen the movie, like how. But I actually was really disappointed with the book because for once I think the movie was way better. I saw The Notebook and A Walk to Remember, the movies, before I actually read the books, and once I finished reading this book I was so mad and didn't even want to read The Notebook, because I was like, if this is so wrong and off, I'm gonna be really disappointed in how wrong and off this is. But the reason why I was so upset with the book was because the parts that I love about the movie was like when he does her like first, like when he takes her to the state line and he's like, you're in two places at once. When she like, it's like, I want to get married at my mom's, or where my parents got married, like that just wasn't in the book. And I was like, what the hell? And a lot of, I think the teasing stuff wasn't in the book either. So I think the parts that I really loved about the movie weren't in the book, and that's why I was so disappointed. However, The Notebook, classic, stuck very close to the book. So yeah, I had to read it because I had to know like what the truth was, because I read Dear John years ago. And when I went to see the movie, I was so disappointed, especially since the ending wasn't the ending. The Stolen Hours by Alan Eskins. So good as well if you like mystery thrillers. This is cool. This is about a lawyer. She's a prosecutor, and she's basically like, I don't want to ruin it. It's good. Pick it up. Okay. Nicholas Sparks. at first sight. You guys, I cannot believe, why is it these love stories I don't remember? I just, that's so sad. Wait, no, I think I did remember this. I think this has like a really sad twist. I think somebody like they thought was cheating on someone, and then it turned out she wasn't. She dies. I don't know. It was good. I remember now, kind of a little bit. A Haunting in Venice. Okay, Agatha Christie is supposed to be like this really. It says right here, the most widely published author of all time, outsold by the Bible and Shakespeare. That's the only people that outsold her. When I read the book, I was a little disappointed. I just didn't really care for it. So I have A Haunting in Venice, the movie, on my Hulu, like my stuff, so I could eventually watch it. Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. I really like Colleen Hoover. I kind of wish it wasn't written in two different perspectives, so I'll have to flip back and forth in my brain. But I did like Reminders of Him. I thought it was a really sweet story. Very cute, sad, but it was a good book. This one, A Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson, was about a girl who is doing her own investigation on somebody in like the neighborhood who they claim murdered somebody who also he had died, and she works with his brother to like prove his innocence. So it was an interesting book. I think there's a sequel. I have not read the sequel. Yeah. I'm gonna leave this for the end so I can bitch at the end about it. Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. Hardback. I hate hardback. I liked the book. I didn't think it was as good as the hype, but then again, I'm not really into like video games like that, so I think if you are, you might like it a lot more than I thought. Okay. House Rules by Jodi Picoult. So good. This is really, really good. This is about an autistic boy that they believe committed a murder, and it just shows you kind of a lot into, I think he has Asperger's, not really, like, which is a form of autism. But it shows you a lot into their characteristics, their persona, and I have very little experience with people who are autistic or who have Asperger's. I have a friend who has Asperger's, and I love them. They're so funny because like their boundaries, their social cues, they don't really understand. But like, I don't know, this particular person, like friend, is just so funny because of that, like the lack of them. But I think it does a really good job of like introducing that to you. I think they did a really good job portraying his stuff. I had a patient once who the family was telling me like they're very routine, very ritual, very particular about textures and stuff. So they got that right in the book. The next one is Crying in H Mart, Michelle Zauner. This is a really sad story. It's a true story. It was cute. But it was cute. I would give you like a good story. That's one. The next one is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I liked this book. I think it was a page turner. I'm interested to seeing what the actual movie is going to be like, but it was a good book. The next one, Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I think I have 3 books by her, I believe. I'm not sure. This one also, I don't remember too much. I remember the party. I remember, like, I could picture parts of the book in my mind, like, of the situations of the party and stuff like that, but I can't sit here and tell you exactly what it was about. I can't remember. You guys, I'm horrible at this. I'm reviewing books when I don't remember. This is another one. Something Wilder. Actually, no, I think this is the one where they go on an adventure. Yes, it is. This one was cool. They go on like a scavenger hunt kind of thing. It was fun. It was a fun book to read. It wasn't like my favorite, but it was a fun book to read. Okay, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. really good. I really liked this book. I thought it was cool if they make this into a movie. I'll be watching it. The next one is The Woman in the Window. This was so good, but I feel like it was predictable. And I believe this is also on Netflix. I have not seen the film of this one though. An honest lie, I remember not caring too much for it. I just remember like not really. Taryn Fisher is the author. Not really connecting with it. You know, there's some books, I don't get why, but there's like some books where I can read and right away I can tell you I'm gonna like it. And then there's others that if I'm reading it and my mind starts to wander, I know I'm not gonna like the book. And I feel like that's what it was with An Honest Lie. When Crickets Cry by Charles Martin reminded me a lot of Where the Crawdads Sing. So it is about a girl who needs a heart transplant or like a heart surgery. I think it's a transplant. She needs a transplant. And there's like a heart surgeon, and because I work in the medical field, it was really interesting just to see like his version of events. It was a really good book. I recommend this one. Next one is Layla by Colleen Hoover. This is very different, I believe. I have Too Late. I haven't read it yet. It's in my pile of books that I need to read. This was so good. It's different than other books that I've read by her. Like love story, but with a twist, a good twist. Like I don't know. I really liked it. That one I remember. Okay, the last one. Where the Crawdads Sing. This is gonna be controversial, but I hated the movie and I was so disappointed. I walked out. I was so upset at the injustice that they gave this book. I don't know why I felt so personally connected to this character. I don't know why this book I loved. I read it 2 times, which I don't do. I really liked it, and I'll tell you why I hate the movie and why I think it's going to be controversial and like why people might think that that's a little odd to me, but I hate how they took out parts of the sexualness, like when she loses her virginity to the other guy in the movie. I feel like they rushed it, and obviously it's already like a 2.5 hour movie or whatever, so I get they had to like do what they had to do, but I just feel like it didn't give the validation of like how horrible this guy was. So I didn't like that. I also did not like that they took the racism out of the book. And I know that sounds weird, like why would you want to see it? Why would I want, like what? What do you mean? Like that's a good thing. Yes, I'm glad. I don't want to see racist things, but I think where it is in the book, they're in the 1950s. Racism was at an all-time high. And I think by taking it out, it didn't show how powerful and strong her relationship to this man was. And it just, for her being like a white girl in this city of white people, and for her to call this African American man her pa, like, was such an impactful moment in the funeral scene. And the fact that they took it out, I was so upset because I'm like, you took away how powerful this scene was. Like, why? Like, I don't understand. Like, it was so emotional for me. Oh my god, I can't believe, like, some of these books I was like, I don't know, I don't remember, but this one, it just meant so much to me. I don't know why, but like, that part in the book, just seeing how close her relationship was with this man and how she considered him a father when nobody else in like the neighborhood cared to look at her, and the fact that they took that part out at the funeral, I was so upset. I was so upset I wanted to walk out at that point because I was like, that was such a huge, I think, monumental moment in the book that literally made me cry when I was reading it. Like, books don't make me cry. And when they took that out in the movie, I was like, what the fuck? Reese Witherspoon. I was so excited that she was the one producing it because she has her little book club thing here. So I was like, okay, she's not gonna get this wrong. This movie's gonna be so good because she is producing it and she loved this book. So y'all, I was pissed. Tell my husband when we walked out of the movie theater, he was like, oh, I'm gonna get an earful on the way home, and he didn't even read the book. So I'm over here like so passionate about it, yelling at him like, I can't believe they didn't do this and they didn't show this and this part, this, and he was like, okay. So I don't know why, but Where the Crawdad Sings by Delia Owens, I think it was so worth the hype. I really liked it. I don't get why it was hyped, but I personally felt such a connection to this book, and I'm gonna read it again at some point. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me on this video. I know it was a little different than things that I have filmed before. I really hope that if you're starting a journey, that maybe you'll pick up some of these books, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!